right, welcome back. You're still watching Business Watch, powered by Nedbank Eswatini. Today in studio, we're joined by Big Game Park Sales and Marketing Manager. She's here to talk about the Imvelo MTB Classic happening on the 7th of June 2025. MTB Classic is in partnership with Nedbank Eswatini, and this year they're celebrating 20 years in collaboration since the Imvelo MTB Classic started. We're joined by Xolani Gama, and she's here to tell us more about this big event that brings back to the community. Very good afternoon, Xolani. Thank you for coming through here. It's such a milestone, huge milestone, 20 years later. Talk to us briefly just about this partnership between Nedbank Eswatini and just get into the primary objectives of the Imvelo MTB Classic.
Good afternoon, Makakula, and thank you so much for having us. And we'll also like to thank Nedbank for giving us this opportunity to come through. And as you have said, we're talking about 20 years. 20 years, it's a long time. It's a long time. We would like to say we have a solidified relationship or marriage with Nedbank. And for most people that are not aware, we started Imvelo in 2004, when it was still called Ingulube. We used to still work with Rotary by that time, and then we just decided, no, let's just shift it and take it to Mlilwane. And when we did that shift, Nedbank was ready to ride and die with us when it came to that. And here we are standing 20 years later. It's been a beautiful relationship. It's been a beautiful relationship with challenges here and there, where we've had 2 years of actually not even hosting it because, as everyone would know, COVID was there. And we were very happy that when we came back, Nedbank was still ready to partner with us and continue with that relationship, which we appreciate very much. Today we come to studio to speak about 20 years. The 20th celebration of partnering with Nedbank. It has been one where we have had that opportunity for Nedbank to come into play and understand what Imvelo is or Big Game Parks is. Big Game Parks is into conservation. We're into assisting communities that are around us. We're into bringing health and fun and also giving a moment to family to spend time in nature. And with Imvelo, it incorporates all of that. And the Nedbank comes with that also in mind in understanding what conservation is. For conservation is preserving and making sure that we have our kids are able, as they grow up, to experience what we've experienced in regard to nature. And then comes the exercising part of it, which will most of the time it's one of those resolutions that we have in the beginning of the year to exercise, to be healthy, which is incorporated into that. And then another one milestone or one of the projects that we normally do or we focus on when it comes, when it comes to our projects. So within the 20 years that we have had the partnership with Nedbank, we have been able to do projects that have touched not only just areas that are within Mlilwane, but Ezulwini as a whole. Some of the projects, we've done a project in 2023, which was Buhlebeli Zulu Water Sanitation Project.
So the proceeds from the event go to the projects in the community?
Yes. So the proceeds that we normally get from Nedbank and other sponsors will go to a different project that will have been allocated between Imvelo and Nedbank as a project that is going to assist the community that is near where we normally have the event. So the Buhlebeli Zulu project, it was a project that is done within the Zulwini area. So what happens there is that we supplied water that was over 1.1 million liters of water that was supplied to over 2.3 homestead in that area with clean water that has been purified. So that is one of those projects, and it's not only just limited to that. We have had that opportunity to actually assist some of the schools that are near Mlilwane with either we paint their schools or we build new infrastructures. We normally saying Eswati would say in so we try to give back to the community, and the giving back, it's not just for them. They see Mlilwane as a place that only tourists go to, or they see Nedbank as a place where it's only people that have money that go there. Because the fact that Nedbank is able to give back to a community, it will show the attachment that they have in assisting the community with any sponsorship or any projects that they do.
It's not just an event for cyclists,
No.
But
It doesn't. Yes, the cyclists are going to get some incentives when they are there, which is very much appreciated. But at the end of the day, the whole reason for actually doing the event is actually to touch and help or assist the communities that are within that section.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, 20 years later, I suppose the community has developed a lot. What are other projects that, you've seen in the community that have happened? I've seen there's a progress now on your way to Imvelo, and those are one of the projects, I assume. What are some of the projects?
So some of the projects, and going for the 20 years, as you are saying, there has been changes, there has been improvement, and those improvements are not going to only be aligned with the changes around Imlelwane. So with the event that we have been very lucky to actually see the change of, we have the 12.5 kilometer, which is normally done by kids. We're talking about 20 years. Some of those kids have actually grew with Imvelo to the point that they're actually at high, either doing 35 or 65 kilometers. So even some of the kids have grown with that. And then in regard to the project, we have Eswatini Care Point that is near us, which is led by Ngoskati Lamtetra. There are some kids that are there who are from less disadvantaged families. So some of that money goes into assisting them with providing them with food. We sometimes go there, we'll do some painting or revamp some of the schools in that section. So, and we've had some of the classes being remade for them, and as we're speaking now, we are looking at going to Hlabazonke, which is another community that's next to us. We're looking at doing a full structure for a preschool that will be accommodating 25 children. At the current moment, they are using a church to go to school, and you find that sometimes there are challenges for them to go there. So we have taken it upon ourselves with Nedbank's assistance to actually go there and build a whole infrastructure for the kids, to know that when we come in, we have a proper school or classroom that is functioning. And from assistance from other sponsors, they've come through to assist with other things that we can put in place when it comes to that classroom. So the improvement and the growth is happening when it came to the event in regard to the projects.
All right, so let's talk about the registration. 7th June is only a few weeks away.
Yes.
How many people have registered? How many people have shown interest to be a part of this event? And let's talk about the routes as well. I did hear you mention 12 kilometers. I think I would do the 12 kilometers. You said it's for children, but I think I would fall under that category. Let's talk about registrations and the routes.
12.5, don't worry. Okay, so at the current moment, when we're looking at our numbers yesterday, we're looking that we have 125 that have entered now. We still haven't sat down today to tally against that, but we're looking at 125, and we still have basically like 2 weeks to look at other entries, because we'll be closing our entries on the 29th of May. So can I just say that again, on the 29th of May, our entries are closing at 5 p.m. So when it comes to that, entries cannot go in online. So when it comes to routes, as I said, Imvelo tries to incorporate everyone, from those ones that want something that is going to be challenging, something that is relaxed, and something that is going to be family orientated. We have done our event or our routes in such a way that they cater for everyone. So there are those that are training for other bigger events, so they use this opportunity to do that. So we have the 65 kilometers that has been done for those ones. We have the 35, we have the 22 kilometers, and then the 12.5 kilometers. Normally the 12.5 kilometers is going to incorporate, we normally have our youngest from 7 to 8 years that is going to be doing those ones. Obviously, what we normally say, with a parent on site. So there's an age restriction. We cannot have a 10-year-old cycling alone. A parent needs to be part of that. So we have those different routes. They cater for everyone. If you want to come and relax with your family and take it slow, you have your 12.5 kilometers. You feel like you want to kind of feature, or you want to do a bit of some intensive one, we have the 65 kilometer route. And all of those, they have different time frames to start. Obviously our 65 kilometers, because it's the longest, it starts at 7:30 in the morning, and then we're going to have our 35 kilometers, which is going to be at 9:15, and then we're going to have our 22 kilometers, which is going to be at 9:15, and then the baby one, which is the 12.5 kilometers, is at 9:20. Okay. So it's different time frames. And what we normally ask our cyclists and families, because it's not only the cyclists who are inviting to the event. We invite friends, we invite families to come through, because we'll also have different stalls of people coming through, either promoting their products, and Nedbank will definitely be there with their amazing products. We're still in talk with asking them if there can be some goodies that can be given or given away on that day, just to entice people and understanding what Nedbank is. It's not only just a matter of being a main sponsor to an event, but talking about what products they are offering. Okay. I've heard you wanted one of their products, yes. So that can also be an opportunity for most people to learn more about it. Not only just focus on the event, but make it an educational visit or event for them to learn more about what Nedbank offers. So that can also be an opportunity for them to do that.
All right. So yes. And what are some of the things that we need to be wary of? Because there are a lot of animals at Mlilwane. You know, what are we supposed to do? Okay. You know, if we come across animals.
So before anything else, even if whether it's an event or it's not, what we always put in place is that when it comes to being in a nature reserve, animals have a right of way. Mm-hmm. So when we go to that space, we are in that space, not our space. Mm-hmm. So we ask for respect towards the animals. We know it's a competitive event, but we ask for people to actually respect the animals. Mm-hmm. And also when you are coming through, we'll have registration, which is going to be 3 days, 2 days, and then incorporate the day of the race. We'll have registration, which is going to be at Eswatini Gate, which is the main gate from Lilwane. We'll be having it starting from Thursday, which is going to be the 5th of June, and then Friday, which is the 6th of June, and then obviously on the day of the event, which is the 7th of June. The dates for registration to happen on the 5th of June, it's going to start at 10 a.m. and will be done by 5 p.m. Mm-hmm. We're giving people that are actually traveling from far to actually come through to their registration. And then on that Friday, we'll also have registration, which is going to start at 1 p.m. and we'll run it until late, probably close off at 8 p.m. Mm-hmm. Because we do have internationals that are coming through who will be overnighting. And then on the day of the event, registration is going to start at 5 a.m. until 10 a.m. We normally close 45 minutes before that specific race begins. Okay. We ask the drive in between the gate going to the main gate, 25 kilometers an hour. So please give yourself enough time to register, to drive, to prepare.
All right,
before the race starts.
Just lastly, before I let you go, what are other items that cyclists need to note? For instance, there are people that want to be part of the event, but they're not affiliated with any cycling club. Do they have their own registration?
So what normally happens on the day of registration or even before, we have the contact details that have been set up for Eswatini Cycling Association. We are communicating with Mr. Mkolisi Shongwe, who is the Secretary General at the Eswatini Cycling Association. So they can be in contact with him. His number is 7611-8123. So what will happen there, they will give you a temporary license that you can use on that day if you're not affiliated with any cycling team. But for those that have their cycling team number or licenses, on the day they'll find during registration day, the team will be there to assist them. Okay. And also, before I forget, before Oracle gives me, Oracle has come forward to say if you're an Oracle member, you are given 50% discount on the amount that you're going to pay in regard to the different categories that we have. Okay. So we'll also put in place for our cyclists coming through, please come through with water bottles. We'll have water points along the way, so you can always refill your water, rather than us finding ourselves throwing away, because remember, we're into conservation. True. So if you come through with your own water bottles, we have different water stations where you can always refill with water. And those that are doing your 65 kilometers, they find themselves passing through tunnels. So we always ask that they come with their torches. They know their head torches that they are going to use when they're doing that. No one is going to be allowed to cycle without a helmet. Okay. And proper cycling gear.
All right, last one, yes. Contact details for more information. Where do they contact you guys?
So if they need more information, they can always contact us at 7802 2899, or they can use 7602-1724. Or most people that feel like that's a phone, I want to do it via email, they can always contact us at imvelo@biggameparks.org.
All right, thank you so much. Well,
Thank
there
you
you
so
have
much,
it.
Makakula.
Imvelo MTB Classic happening on the 7th of June 2025 at Mlilwane. For more details, do contact Big Game Parks on these contact details she's just mentioned. We go for an ad break. Sabia Koramat.